Welcome to the presentation video of APKO. As the name suggests, our project aims to knock out any potential security threats that may come along with installing a third-party application, also known as APKs, in your Android device. It is an Android application with multiple security capabilities to safeguard the user's phone and maintain device confidentiality, integrity, and availability, even with the existence of third-party applications. Our project team comprises of 4 members, namely Alvin Lim, Camilla Chua, Fu Guoliang, and Tay Wei. Our application aims to achieve the following. 1. Help users keep track of all the apps that have been installed directly via APK. 2. Monitor the behaviors of apps that are downloaded directly via APK. 3. To notify the user of any unauthorized installation of application or any other malicious activities. Now, let's go a little bit into the current security outlook of the Android platform to fully understand the need and importance of a security app on your Android device. The Android OS has the largest market share in the mobile OS platform, and it is largely due to the fact that it is an open source project and the OS's ability for customization and flexibility within its ecosystem. Android also allows for the installation of third-party applications, allowing developers an option to roll out a closed beta or even a personal testing of applications before listing them on the Android marketplace. These unlisted applications are unregulated by Google, and thus no security threats have been scanned. This opens up the possibility of malware intrusion by malicious developers who openly upload their APK file for download, often misadvertising their applications with malicious intent. The factors mentioned are huge contributing factors as to why Android has the highest malware infection rate of 68% as compared to its counterpart iOS's infection rate of 4%, as reported by research conducted by Nokia in 2017. It is therefore imperative that there exists in the market an application that helps to keep your third-party installed applications in check. We will now move on to the features of APKO. APKO is compatible with Android OS versions 5.0, Lollipop and above. Upon first launch of the application, the user will be prompted to allow usage tracking on the phone, which allows for APKO the necessary permissions to keep tabs on the activity of applications on the device. Our first feature is the activity tracker. This feature helps to keep track of any application that is running in the background, consuming resources without the user's knowledge. As you can see here, the running applications are put on a clock and its uptime is displayed. There may be applications that has been deliberately queued off by the user but continues to consume valuable resources. Therefore, this feature achieves the purpose of empowering users with the additional knowledge of which are the applications that may be using up more resources than they know about. Next up, we have the Install Apps function. Among the many applications that a user may have on their mobile device, it is easy to lose track of which are the applications that were installed through the proper channel of the Play Store or through third-party installations. As you can see, here are the apps that I have on my phone that are not downloaded through the Play Store. With our listing feature, we are helping users with the application management. They can view the list of applications that were previously installed via APKs on their phone and is able to do various kinds of sorting, such as app size, date of installation, or by alphabetical order. Users can even search for a specific app through the search bar. After being informed of the risks through our app, users are able to uninstall an application directly through this page. We will now move on to the most vital feature of APKO, namely the health scan feature. The purpose of this feature is to give users more confidence in utilizing third-party apps with the knowledge of its risk level. After scanning through the applications on the phone, applications are given a risk categorization. The categorization are as follows: malicious, vulnerable, and finally, safe. Tapping on the app will review in detail the permissions required of that particular app. We have also included an uninstall button here so that a user can uninstall it immediately upon learning of the threats that it poses. Let's now go into detail as to how these apps are categorized. Applications are categorized as safe when the permissions that they require does not give them access to any confidential information, such as the user's camera roll, or permissions that gives them the ability to perform actions such as sending out texts by itself. Applications will be categorized as vulnerable if they require permissions that gives it access or the ability to alter the user's resources with the user's permission. Applications are defined as malicious when it may potentially access or alter the user's resource even without the user's explicit permission. This will present the application with the opportunity to execute commands without the user's approval. A few examples of such acts is the unauthorized sending of text or emails and unauthorized downloads or installation of any application. So, how do applications perform these malicious acts without the user's explicit permission, you may ask? To answer that question, we will look at an example of a scheming technique known as the cloak and dagger technique. Starting from Android SDK level 23, developers no longer have to request for permissions upon installing. They can now request for additional permissions when users perform certain action in the application itself, and this gives the attacker a loophole to work through. Do note that these are examples that we have created for educational purposes. When the user enters a newly installed application, it is common or considered normal that the user will be greeted with a welcome message. And most users will not even think twice before tapping on continue. But cloaked behind the welcome message is actually a permission request for the user's location. And just like that, the user has put himself in a vulnerable position. Here is a more extreme example. In this app, the user is presented with an introductory or tutorial video. Now let's put ourselves in the shoes of the average user. Would you have clicked on next? Of course we will. But again, cloaked up behind this video is a very deadly dagger. By clicking on next, the attacker has successfully installed a malicious app onto your mobile device without your knowledge. Installation alert is another key feature of our app. This feature will notify the user of any new application that has been installed and thereby making the user aware of any unauthorized app installed. For demonstration purposes, we will now install this APK here. And as you can see, we have just received a notification alert along with a quick security summary of the installed app. When an application is updated, the user will be notified as well. Now, let's go into the Settings tab. The purpose of this segment is to improve the user experience of our app. Users can customize the safety features according to their preferences. Customizable options include the ability to turn on notifications from the app for when a new application is installed to be on or off. Its default setting is turned on. Although the main focus of our project is to track and manage third-party applications, but to create for a more comprehensive and well-rounded security app, we will also allow users the option to include applications that are downloaded through the proper channel of the Play Store. This feature is of course turned off by default. Now, let's have a look at when this option is toggled on. We will now see the applications downloaded from the Play Store are also reflected in the rest of our features as well. Users will also have the option to set a PIN passcode to lock up the application, preventing others from accessing and thus maintaining application integrity within the app itself. Now, let's go ahead and enter a new PIN of 1111. So, when a user now wants to enter our application, he or she will actually be prompted to key in the password. As you can see, I have inserted an invalid PIN on purpose, and now, with the correct PIN, we have successfully made it through to the main page. A description about the application and the team behind it can be found here, along with some FAQs. Any feedback about the application can also be made here directly. In conclusion, APKO will help its users with the management, tracking, and analysis of third-party installed applications on your Android device. Additional features such as the inclusion of Play Store installed apps makes APKO a must-have application on any Android device, regardless of whether you use third-party apps or not. There is definitely room for improvement within the application that will make it a more well-rounded and complete app. As such, Team APKO will continue to provide with application updates in the future to create for a safer Android community. Download APKO now and let us all strive towards knocking out these malicious third-party apps off of our Android devices. Thanks for watching.